So the Cincinnati Bengals went ahead and signed Will Grier to their practice squad. And what does this mean? Who is he? Let's break it down. So starting off right away, there was a lot of rumors that the Bengals would sign Trevor Siemian back to their practice squad after cutting him yesterday. You gotta remember, yesterday they cut him for more reasons than he was just not the greatest backup quarterback and he didn't play good in preseason. It was also because he's a veteran. If they would have kept him as of today, meaning they didn't cut him yesterday, then he would have been, his contract would have been fully guaranteed. So instead of us losing $500,000 on him, we would have lost $1.5 million. So what we did was we cut him, made Jake Browning the backup quarterback, and of course, if we wanted to, we could always pick him back up for our practice squad. Well, that was the speculation. Now we sign Will Grier to our practice squad. Now, is it possible we also go ahead and pick up Trevor Siemian? Yeah, it's possible. I don't think it's going to happen because I feel like now that we signed our, Will Grier, that was to signify that, hey, listen, this is the guy, who is going to be the third string if we ever need a third string quarterback. In the placeholder, I would call Will Grier here a placeholder. That's pretty much what he is. This is whoever, sign him right now just to have someone there, right? Just to have someone just in case. And then let's say, for example, at noon today, we see, waivers go through and we see a quarterback that we like get cut or possibly go through waivers and we can pick him up. So Will Grier really right now is just a placeholder in case someone else becomes available that we like. Because if you go and look at Will Grier, he did play for the Dallas Cowboys, and he had 350 yards passing in the preseason, and he also had 45 rushing. That was actually his last game he played. Yeah, he looked really good. But he was a former third-round pick for the Carolina Panthers in the 2019 NFL Draft, and in all honesty, he's really a nobody. He has not played an actual football game since 2019, where he played 2 games and he went 0-2. So this signing, again, is not a signing like, oh, this is the guy. Like, this is the backup, guys. Trevor Siemian sucked. This is the guy that, will be him. No, this is pretty much, we have a placeholder. We're going to sign somebody. In case we don't get anybody, then Will Grier will be the guy, the third-string quarterback, if we do end up getting him. Now, again, it's very possible here we just end up going ahead and bringing back Trevor Siemian to the practice squad. That's not out of the question. But with everything going through with the waivers at 12 o'clock, another team might go ahead and sign, Trevor Siemian. It's very possible. So I think this was kind of that, just safe move, right? Safe, quality type of move, because we are going to be having a lot of players today get signed to this practice squad. And those guys, sadly, will not be Raymond Johnson III, most likely, because he'll probably be picked up by another team. But those guys are going to be crucial parts throughout the season in case of injuries. In case someone goes down with injuries, something happens, you can go ahead and then get picked up and put to the 53-man roster. Now, I want to go ahead and stress this very immensely because I don't think everyone understands this concept, and I really want people to understand this. If you're on a practice squad, that does not mean you're untouchable. I think a lot of people thought yesterday especially was, if you sign someone to a practice squad, then they're untouchable. They're on your team. You pretty much, no one else can get them. No. You can sign any single person you want from someone else's practice squad and promote them to your 53-man roster. So just because you're on a practice squad does not mean like you're on the roster. It pretty much just means that you're like on a list of players that they're going to have work out throughout the year and always be football ready to go get picked up. But let's say, for example, hypothetically speaking, let's say we did sign Raymond Johnson III to our practice squad, right? Let's just hypothetically, right? If the Atlanta Falcons, week 3, say, dang, Calais Campbell isn't looking good, let's go ahead and sign Raymond Johnson III from the Bengals practice squad. That does happen, and it can happen at any time. So that's the point of practice squads, is it's kind of, again, keeping those players in football shape and ready for yourself, for your team. But at any time, another team can come in and just say, nope, we want that guy, and we're going to sign him to a contract. So just keep that in mind with practice squads. Well, yes, they're important, and whoever makes the practice squad is always like, ooh, this is like an extension to the roster. they're not really, they're pretty much free agents, okay? They're pretty much more qualified free agents than actual free agents because they're in football shape, they're working out, they're training, they're practicing, and yes, they're learning our offense or learning our defense, but again, at any time, a team could just say, hey, I want that guy, and then we lose him, and it is what it is. But again, we could do the same thing to any other team. So if another team's out there and says, hey, listen, I want this guy, we want this guy, we can go get him. So, again, practice squad, very important today. We're going to get, I think it's 69-man roster, so 16 players on the practice squad. And they can be, because of the COVID rules, they can be elevated to the active roster very quickly. So it used to be a process, like you get a practice squad guy, then you elevate him to the roster. It takes some time. It's a process. He has to be cleared for a certain amount of time. I think it's like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and he has to train. He has to train, not train, processes and stuff like that. There was a whole process. Now it's simple because of the whole COVID thing. It is literally like you can activate him tomorrow. And the reason why was because so many players were going out with, COVID, so they had to now put people, they had to speed up the process. Because at some point, if you make players wait 2 weeks to go to the active roster and, someone gets COVID, it's like, bro, we need somebody. Like, you can't wait us 2 weeks. We might not have a team to play in 2 weeks. So that's the whole reason why. And they just kept the restriction since then. And Coach even talked about yesterday because one of the reporters asked him, like, is because of the new rules, is this pretty much a 69-man roster? And it is. It really is, because you have 53 men, but then you have 16 in the wings at all times. And you can just say, all right, bring him up. He's now starting. So just keep that in mind. These players can at any time just pop up and start playing. But at 12 o'clock today, that's when waivers go through. So that's when we're going to see a lot of signings. So keep to my community tab. Focus on the community tab, guys, because we're going to see a lot of players sign at 12 o'clock. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals make a lot of moves today. I know it's kind of crazy because we just got the 53-man roster yesterday. We just got ready for it. Oh my gosh, that's the roster. That's who we're going to see on Sunday. No. It is very almost impossible for a 53-man roster on cut day to look the same and identical the same as week 1 of the season. Almost impossible because there's so many players that get cut. There's so many players that get picked up. I guarantee you right now, I mean, obviously Coach is not going to tell us, but there's probably 7 guys right now on his mind that he's thinking, I want that guy for my practice squad, or I might want that guy for my active roster. So keep that in mind. Guys, thank you much for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.